Because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com. North Carolina Right to Life cordially invites you to our 50th anniversary gala on Saturday, November 18th, 2023 at the Corey Convention Center in Greensboro, North Carolina. Join us as we celebrate 50 years of dedication to the pro-life cause with an evening of humor and celebration featuring the Babylon Bee CEO, Seth Dillon. Visit us at ncrtl.org to find out more or to get your tickets. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. It's election night. It's Tuesday. It is November the 7th, 2023. Polls are closing around the country in tonight's election. You are watching the election results special here on the Urban Conservative. I am Abdul Ali. I got to give a shout out to my twin brother, Raheem Architect Soto. He is in Southampton right now. They've got elections going on in Eastern Long Island as well. The Kentucky gubernatorial race, the Mississippi gubernatorial race. We've got Rocky Mount, North Carolina, mayoral runoff. We've got city council races going on across the country. So an amazing, amazing night. If you would like to get a shout out on the show, let us know where you are watching from. I see we got folks from Nash County on the check-in, Rocky Mount's in the building. Y'all got a special runoff going on out there. We're going to actually go live to the North Carolina election results here momentarily. We're going to start getting some results in. It does look like there is some election night reporting already going on. If you are aware, may not be aware, there is a gubernatorial race in the state of Kentucky. Got a black conservative who is, they're saying for all intents and purposes, very well could pull off an upset there. So we're going to take a look at the state of Kentucky first, just so we can see what we got going on there. There's your live results. Right now, a close race, 58-42. The Democrats are in control. Andy Beshear and Jacqueline Coleman are ahead of Daniel Cameron and Robbie Mills for governor and lieutenant governor. Now, Kentucky's one of those states where you elect the governor and lieutenant governor together. So it's one ticket, and that's what you're seeing right now. Again, if you don't know, black Republican running for governor has a really good shot at it there in the state of Kentucky. As you can see, results are starting to come in. Now, the first place we're going to go in North Carolina, we're going to just take a look here in Charlotte. We're going to go to Mecklenburg County. There are a lot of races. It doesn't look like early voting is in. It looks like some of those numbers are starting to file in. I don't see any early voting so far. So we're going to switch over to Edgecombe and Nash County. Y'all have got a very special runoff going on with Sandy Robertson and the other young lady that is running for, what's her name? Alston. Yeah, Miss Alston, who is running in Rocky Mount. As it stands right now on the Nash County side, if you're in the city of Rocky Mount, your mayoral race, Sandy Robertson is ahead 65% to 34%, 1,845 to 979. Now, that is not counting the Edgecombe side. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Edgecombe side of this Rocky Mount race real quick for y'all. Hold on a moment. We'll do that. All right. And as you can see, 82% to 17% with just about 1,000 votes cast on the Edgecombe side. Teresa Alton Stokes ahead of Sandy Robertson. Now, if we go back and look at the Nash, I don't think that closes the gap for him. Closes the gap for her because of the lead on the Nash County side. So we're going to have to see some really big numbers. But these look to be early voting numbers that are dropping in. Not only was there that race going on, let's go take a look. We had some folks that we know that were running in Guilford County. You had your mayor's race and some other things going on in High Point. So we're going to take a look over in Guilford County, North Carolina. Looks like early voting numbers are in, and we were looking at High Point mayor. So far, it is looking like Cyril Jefferson is in the lead. 55% to 44%. Victor Jones, but I know there's some other sides to that High Point race. But again, ladies and gentlemen, it is election eve. Let us know where you're watching from so that we can get you a shout out. We're going to be looking at different counties across North Carolina. We're going to be keeping our eyes on the live election stream coming out of the state of Kentucky. We're also going to be looking at the race for governor that's going on in Mississippi as well. But again, if you're in the state of North Carolina, you know there is a lot riding on these municipal elections. There were casinos on the table, just all kind of fun things. We're going to take a look at Cabarrus County and see what we've got going on there. Very close race going on with early voting, with 1.87% of the race in. Jack Lambert, Lori Clay, and Brian King are running a very, very tight race. The District 1 Concord, it looks to be in early voting that Andy Langford is way ahead. John Sweat is way ahead in his race. And as expected, the three incumbents in Kannapolis are kind of holding their own, but it's really close in early voting. You've got Ryan Daval, Daryl Jackson, and Tom Kincaid, who are all the incumbents. Milton Smith and Jane Williams, neither of them is this their first time running. So very interesting. Also, in the town of Harrisburg, this is very interesting. You've got Latricia Glover, who is the hand-picked candidate of a one Diamond State and Williams, allegedly, out in front in early voting, and you get to vote for 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Right now, it's looking like the top 7 are Latricia Glover, Ron Smith, Rodney Dellinger, Ian Patrick, Wendell Fant, Chris Faw, and Crystal Anderson. So we are going to see how this pans out there. I knew there was also with Huntersville, Midland. There we go. So you've got the town of Midland, the mayor, Del Udy, and Tony Lapish are going back and forth. So that's going to be a very close race. But let's take a look back. I want to go back to Edgecombe and see if we have any results, any more results coming out of Rocky Mount. It does not look like we have any precincts in, with it just being 7:40. Normally takes a few minutes for the results to start pouring in. So all of these numbers that we're looking at in North Carolina right now are most likely the early voting numbers. Now, I'm also with these other races. Let's take a look, go back to Mecklenburg County. One of the reasons we want to talk about Mecklenburg is because when you look at the fact that you've got a Democrat mayor in Vi Lyles, who right now has 80% of the vote in early voting, a very strong Democrat city. You look in some places like District 1, where the Democrat went unopposed, District 2, the Democrat went unopposed, and then you've got kind of an early voting onslaught here in District 3. But this race down here in District 6 has been a very close race. It is Tariq Bakari and Ed Driggs are the only two Republicans that are on the Charlotte City Council. So this race here with Stephanie Hand and Tariq Bakari is a very important race. There's a lot going on, and if Democrats have the upper hand in Mecklenburg, I don't foresee it getting any better. Ed Driggs went unopposed, but again, we're going to keep our eye on that Tariq Bakari race. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are checking out the Election Eve special here on North Carolina. We'll take a look from Nashville, North Carolina. I'm going to go to Nash County again. Hold standby. And if there's places in North Carolina you want us to pull results for, just jump in the comments and let us know. So we've got Bailey, Dorcheses, Middlesex, Montmire, Nashville. There you go. So in the town of Nashville for mayor, and again, this appears with 9.1% of the votes. This, again, just appears to be early voting numbers. You've got Brenda Brown with 345, Donald Street with 169. There you can see your Nashville Town Council votes. You got to pick 2. Xavier Harrison, Bill Lump are in the lead there. So that is your Nashville races you've got going on. And then again, we were looking at that Rocky Mount race. Hold on a second. Where'd it go? Yep, City of Rocky Mount. As you can see, Sandy Robertson's well ahead in the Nash County side, but when we flip over to the Edgecombe County side, a little bit of a different conversation there. Let's go back to Edgecombe County. Yeah, again, you can see Teresa Alton Stokes with a lead there. I don't think, that's none of that's going to be in this side, but if you're in the Pine Tops area, Macclesfield commissioner, town commissioner, all that stuff, there are those results for you. And real quick, folks, we're going to go back. I want to go back and take a look at this Kentucky gubernatorial race. And you look at all the counties that are turning in. So, again, what we're looking at, early voting numbers. These are gubernatorial races, so we're expecting the turnout to be way bigger, from a percentage point perspective. But we all have this same issue going on across the country where, and especially in places like Virginia, legislatures are up. I'm going to see if I can find, because Virginia has got a whole lot going on. So I'm going to see if I can get some Virginia results live. Hold on. Bear with me a second here. All right. So Senate District 12 is up. You've got 2 Democrats. Senate 13, 15. Yeah, you've got a bunch of state Senate and state House races in the state of Virginia. So we're going to keep our eyes on that, and we'll keep it. I don't see a Commonwealth link for me to go to, but that's all right. But ladies and gentlemen, you're checking out live election results here on the Urban Conservative. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to keep, I'll be in the background on standby until we start seeing some of the precincts reporting. Again, if you haven't done so already, the website is tuconservative.com. That is how you can support us here at the Urban Conservative. Grab yourself one of those Hamilton plans. We'll be right back here on the Urban Conservative live election results tonight. Don't go nowhere.
Do you like NASCAR? Do you like A Tribe Called Quest? Well, you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like manwich and nachos? Well, then you'd love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like guns? Do you like butter? Well, you're gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Yo, what's good, son? You like Pitbull, say? You like solving Sudoku puzzles? Then you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Hey, buddy, if your car making a sound like this, you might want to get you some power steering fluid and check out the Urban Conservative podcast.
Are you repulsed by the idea of drag queen story time at your local library, but enjoy Carol Baskin TikTok memes? Then you would enjoy the Urban Conservative.
Do you want to slap your boss and then go home and make yourself some golden brown pancakes covered in butter and freshly made warm boysenberry syrup? Then you'll love the Urban Conservative.
You're a little over Cardi B, and you're repulsed by the thought of Hogmaw. Check out the Urban Conservative. You ready? If you think the earth is flat and always on that weird side of YouTube, check out the Urban Conservative. They'll set you straight.
If you're in a chasing dopey and you love solid fish and festival, check out the Urban Conservative.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're live with the Urban Conservative. You got Abdul Ali with you on this very special Tuesday night live. We are looking at election results, not just here in North Carolina, but across this great nation of ours. You've got mayoral races going on in Rocky Mount and Charlotte. You've got city council members. You've got State legislatures in the balance up in Virginia, gubernatorial races in Mississippi and Kentucky. Very interesting night. And for many, what they're saying is this is a litmus test for both Democrats and Republicans. This is kind of a dry run for 2024. Now, one thing we do have to look at is right now the state of the economy, crime on the rise in major cities, immigration out of control. How much motivation do Democrats actually have to vote right now? And are they going to drive turnout beyond 8, 10, 12, 15, 20% in some cases? So we're going to keep our eyes on it. I don't see, I'm going to refresh real quick and see if we've got any precincts reporting. It doesn't appear to be any as of yet. We're going to go over to Cumberland County. Let's look at Fayetteville. Take a look at some of these early voting numbers. City of Fayetteville Mayor Mitch Colvin is in front right now, commanding lead 79% to 20% in early voting. You've got your city council districts. If you are in or near the Fayetteville area, we're going to cycle through and see how these work out. Closest race down there is City Council District 2. You've got Malik Davis and Shakayla Ingram, 275 to 200. So that's a very close race. Then City Council 3 appears to be a runaway in early voting for Mario Benavente. And then you've got DJ Hare way out ahead in District 4. Lynn Bissett Green way out in District 5. District 6, Derek Thompson is unopposed. District 7, Brenda McNair unopposed. Same thing. Dino Hondros and Felicia Lansana are kind of going at it. That's not terribly far for District 9. So there we got Hope Mills. If you're in Cumberland County or surrounding area, you get to vote for 5 for your commissioner. Top 5 are Kimwana McCrae, Joanne Scarola, Grilly Mitchell, Elise Craver, and Pat Edwards so far. But again, these are just all early voting numbers. Let's take a look. I'm going to head back towards Cabarrus County. They usually have a fairly quick board of elections, but as you can see right now, it looks like you've got Andy Langford out front and a very, very close race for City Council District 2. Now, that's an interesting race, City Council in District 2. You've got the GOP endorsing in a nonpartisan race, essentially. They endorsed the second candidate you see there, Lori Clay, who is out in front of Jack Lambert by 37 votes, but behind Brian King by a little less than 50. But I think this is going to come down to who worked the hardest, who got the word out. Again, I think it was a very interesting campaign. I know young Jack Lambert got out there and worked really hard. Then you've got Jennifer Parsley, who is unopposed. Same thing with John Sweat. City of Kannapolis, as you can see there. Town of Harrisburg. Very interesting. Very close stuff going on in Harrisburg. You get to vote for 4. And the top 4 right now are Latricia Glover, Ron Smith, Rodney Dellinger, and Ian Patrick. So we shall see what happens there. And this was also interesting. Derek Partee, we have no early voting numbers for the town of Huntersville. I'm going to go over to Mecklenburg and see maybe if those numbers are over there for Huntersville. Let's see something here. So as you can see right now, there we go. Huntersville, you've got Christy Clark out with a commanding lead in early voting. Derek Partee down at the bottom with 642. And then let's look at Davidson, Cornelius. You know, I don't know the affiliation of a lot of these folks. Come fairly for Cornelius Board of Commissioners, that top 5 is real tight there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's a really tight race. So I don't see any change yet. It doesn't look like we've got any precincts reporting. No, if you're out in the Lee County, North Carolina area, we'll take a look there for you all. Charles Taylor, Republican, Sanford City Council member, Ward 2. Not going to see any challenge there. These look like they're partisan races. So one Republican. So those are partisan, and that's what we've got out in the Lee County, North Carolina. We're going to go back and take a look at this early election night here for the state of Kentucky. Now you've got a black Republican. There we go. Numbers are starting to tighten up there. Absentee is a 122 to 71, but that's a 276 to 235. Very interesting position to be in. It looks like you still got Nashville and some other places that need to report. So we shall see a very close race. Very, very close race. Daniel Cameron running against Andy Beshear, Republican, black Republican. Very interesting race out there in Kentucky. And again, if you don't know, you vote governor, lieutenant governor on this Kentucky. So that's why you're seeing those names together. But hopefully Republicans can pull out a win there in the great state of Kentucky. We shall see how that goes. Let's go back to for a minute and let's see if we've got any movement here. The bigger counties. Let's go down to Wake County and see what we got going on there. We got some from Wake. So Angier, you've got 8 people voted early for the town of Angier. There you go. All right. A whole 6 people. This is interesting. Apex got a little bit of a turnout. Jacques Gilbert, 2,499 for mayor. Doesn't look like whoever they wrote in is going to do it. Then you get to vote for 2 in Apex. So Terry Mahaffey and Arno Zegerman are looking like they've got a commanding lead there. Cary Town Council, District D, doesn't look to be close in early voting. And then you've also got the city of Durham mayor. Now, I'm going to check Durham County here because it's people that are going to vote there. So let's go over to Durham County and take a look at what's happening in Durham because there's a race going. There's Chapel Hill. All right. So Leonardo Leo Williams and Mike Woodard are going head to head. Mr. Williams has a fairly commanding lead there. City Council at large, you get to vote for 3. You've got a tight pack with Nate Baker well ahead of everybody else. Javiera Caballero and then Carl Rist are second and third there. So very interesting. Very, very interesting. Morrisville, you guys get a look at that. No early voting numbers as of yet. I'm going to go back over to Nash County real quick. Hold on. Let's take a look at Moore County. There's Pinehurst and some other things that are going on that were very interesting. So let's take a look at what's going on there. You've got Aberdeen commissioners. You get to vote for 3 early voting, tight package, good grouping there. So those are your top 3. Carthage mayor, we'll take a look there. You got Jimmy Calflinch, who is 71 to 70. So who knows what that's going to look like. Pinehurst, I believe, had a, Pinehurst mayor. So you got Patrick Pizzella versus Jeff Morgan. Patrick Pizzella in the lead in early voting, 674 to 418. And you've got, you get 2 on Pinehurst Town Council. John Taylor and Barb Ficklin are leading the pack there. Robbins mayor, Richard Boswell, and these folks have nothing in early voting. Southern Pines mayor, Taylor Clement, 307 to 89. Well ahead. Very, very well ahead. And then you look down in Taylortown, you get your Town Council, you get 5 of those, and that is what you are looking like. Now, some folks also mentioned Vass and that whole situation that's going. You've got mayor vote. You've got Alfonso Mosley Jr. with 11. You've got Angela M. Erica Vachik with 7 and James Moore with 4. But again, it's just early voting. So we shall see how that pans out. Whispering Pines, I know about that area a little bit, and there's what you got. And again, nothing on their malt beverage election etc. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a very quick commercial break here on the Urban Conservative. We're going to come right back. We're looking at election results. It is 7:56, about to be 8 p.m., so we should start seeing precincts report here shortly. Don't go anywhere. You're watching election results live on the Urban Conservative.
Because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com. This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com.
This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're checking out live election results on the Urban Conservative. I got to give a big shout out to my man, State Senator Paul Newton, who's up for re-election. Please, if you live in the Cabarrus County area, make sure you support the good brother Paul Newton, who is up for re-election. He is the Senate Majority Leader, represents Cabarrus County in the state Senate. I can't say enough about a true conservative champion like Paul Newton, cares about the people. Make sure if you live in the Cabarrus County area, you support my man, Paul Newton. Also, I got to give a shout out to Dr. Grant Campbell, my man, Kevin Crutchfield, Ken Fontenot, and so many other great people that are up for re-election in the North Carolina legislature. All good folks that we need to be sending back to Raleigh. Strong, conservative people with the right idea in mind, which is the people come first. We're gonna give this a refresh, y'all. Let's go ahead and give it a refresh and see if any precincts started reporting yet. Not in Moore County. Let's go back up to Edgecombe, see what we got going on in Edgecombe County. Maybe they've started reporting some results. Nope, nothing yet. Still just early voting numbers, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to be right back here. We're going to let these sit for a second. We're going to cycle through silently. Don't go nowhere. You got your election results live. Give us a share. Let everybody know they can watch with us. Jump in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. We'll give you a shout out. And if there's somewhere you want us to check for you, not just here in North Carolina, but if there's other elections throughout the country you want to check on, prime example would be these election results right here going on in Kentucky. We've got a Republican going up against Andy Beshear, Black Republican at that. And as you can see, 253 to 292, and we still got some areas to report. So also looking at their state treasurer's race, you've got the Republican winning there. Commissioner of Agriculture, you've got the Republican winning there. State Representative, 93rd District, the Republicans down. So as you can see, live results coming out of the state of Kentucky. If you got found out that way, tell them they can watch the results live with us here in Conservative. But don't go nowhere. Let everybody know you're watching the results live here with the TUC Twins. We're going to get back to North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, matter of fact, bro, are you in? I thought we had some Raheemage.
I said, yo.
All right, we do got Raheemage. Are you live at the election event yet? Your results event?
I will be there in approximately 20 to 25 minutes. I'm just getting some last minute things together and have some calls and emails going out, but we are getting ready to head over to our location here on the East End. Shouts out to Lee Zeldin and the whole Suffolk County Republican team, of course, our chairman, Jesse Garcia. They're getting ready, to do their event a little bit up island. So, we're gearing up here. We're about an hour away from results, or a little over an hour away from results trickling in. So we're just getting ready to head over. So I'll be checking back in within the hour.
All right, sounds good. Ladies and gentlemen, Raheem Architect Soto will be checking in live East End of Long Island, Southampton Town, all that good stuff. Shouts out to everybody out the South Shore Press and the whole crew out there. Let's take a look at Cherokee County, North Carolina. I think they've got an election. They do. Andrews Board of Aldermen. You get to pick two. No results there yet. Then let's go out to the Outer Banks. Let's go out there towards Beaufort County, see what y'all got going on. Okay, not much happening. 12% voter turnout. Where's the big stuff at? There you go. Town of Pantego, Mark Benson. You get to vote for 5. So one person, one vote does it. Okay. City of Washington's got a fairly contested race there. Let's go down to Washington Council. In case you got any folks out that way, you get to take a look. All right, that's what you got going on there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the state of North Carolina, you may or may not have just heard. Okay, so we got something in Anson County. 3 out of 6 precincts reported in Anson. It looks like Sarah Burns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like the first 5 people in Ansonville are going to get it. Looks like Angela Tina Caraway has got Ansonville mayor. Liseville mayor is wrapped up. All right, so if we got Anson reporting, let's go back down to Nash. Let's see if we've got any Nash and Edgecombe in just yet. See how this Rocky Mount situation is panning out. All right, Nash County, all contests. We've got 1 precinct reported so far, and when we get down to the race in Rocky Mount, it appears, yes, Sandy Robertson is still ahead in the Rocky Mount race for mayor. There you go. That's what you've got so far. Let's take a look back here at Edgecombe again. Nothing, no precincts reporting out of Edgecombe. It's just shortly after 8 o'clock, so I think you give them another 10, 15 minutes or so. We should start seeing final canvassing coming in. You know, they've got to get the tapes and all the ballots get moved over to where they need to be. Shouts out to everybody that worked the election today. I had an opportunity to go poll greet, I will call it, for a couple of different candidates, and I was glad to do that. But shouts out to everybody that worked the election, that went and participated and did your civic duty to make sure we had an election. Thank you to everybody that did that. It takes both Democrats and Republicans. It takes Americans who care to want to run these elections. So shouts out to all the poll workers and the early voting people and the canvassers and all that good stuff. Shouts out to them. Now, let's go back and look. I want to take a look at something here, because you also have in areas like Cleveland County, and I bring this up because if you're in North Carolina, Speaker Tim Moore has just announced his candidacy for the 14th congressional district, and that's Cleveland County. And interestingly, there's also Pat Harrigan is also in that race as well. So we've got 2 Republicans running for the 14th congressional district, which has parts of Gaston and Cleveland and other counties in it. Matter of fact, let's go take a look at Gaston, see if we've got any reports coming out of Gaston. Belmont Mayor Martha Stowe and Richard Turner are tied at a dead heat coming out of early voting. That's interesting. The same amount of votes for each person. That becomes not seen that. So that's interesting. We'll keep our eye on Belmont Mayor. Let's also look Bessemer City Mayor. A lower turnout there. See what else we got. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're checking out the election results 2023 election night here on the Urban Conservative. You're rocking with Abdul Ali. We're taking a look at some of the elections across the country. If you are not aware, there is a gubernatorial race going on in the great state of Kentucky. You've got a fairly popular Daniel Cameron running up against Andy Bashir. And right now you see the numbers 54 to 46. With that many precincts reporting, you've got 44 of 120. So a very close race. You've got some Republicans doing fantastic so far, the state treasurer, commissioner of agriculture, etc. So we're going to keep our eye on that as well. We're taking a look at our races here in the great state of North Carolina. We're checking counties. Jump in the comment section. Let us know what county you want us to take a look at. We'll take a look at it for you, kind of break down some of the results that we're getting. Right now, it appears that mostly early voting is what's coming in, is what we've got. So we're taking a look right now. Let's take a look here. Ward 5. Hey, Beverly Joe Bard got 4. My man Tim Andrew got 1 out of the Forsyth. I know Guilford has some of that High Point. Let's take a look at that. I'm very interested in this High Point race. So let me see something here. All right, my man Tim Andrew, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. It's a great night for my man Tim Andrew in Guilford County Park. So let's see. Guilford, Randolph Davidson, and Forsyth. Let's check Randolph Davidson and Forsyth. Let's check Davidson. So my man is doing fantastic there. They don't vote for Ward 5, so let's check the Forsyth portion of it. Yeah, and that one vote is not enough. Way to go, Tim. Tim is out there getting them in High Point and Shelby. All right, shouts out to Timothy Miller. We see you in there. In-laws out in Shelby and No Speaker More. I got to give a shout out to Tansy and the whole FDF crew that's out there. Big up to them. This is a very interesting time for North Carolina politics. You've got the longest serving speaker in the North Carolina General Assembly history now running for the 14th congressional district. That primary took absolutely 1.0 seconds flat to get interesting, with Pat Harrigan coming out, full metal jacket, as it were, coming out swinging against Tim Moore. But we'll see how that goes. But again, let us know where you're at. If there's somewhere you want to look at results, let's go back to Edgecombe. I want to go back to Edgecombe and Nash, take a look at Rocky Mount and see if any of the precincts are reporting. So far, no Edgecombe precincts are reporting. We've got 1 out of 19 precincts reporting on the Nash County side. And the mayor of Rocky Mount race is really what we were looking at here, because of what's going on in Rocky Mount, and the need there. So you've got Sandy Robertson with a fairly commanding lead in the Nash County side. And Edgecombe County side, you see Teresa Alton Stokes with the lead. So that's a very interesting side of that. And then let me check one other thing here. Yep. Randolph. All right. We got Rahimage. What's good, bro?
What did you just say about that Rocky Mountain race? I didn't catch. Rocky Mount, excuse me.
So Rocky Mount right now, you've got on the Nash County side, Mayor Robertson is out 1,845 to 979. And on the Edgecombe County side, Teresa Alton Stokes is up, but it's not enough to make the difference at this point.
Right.
So if I go to the Edgecombe side, you'll see she's up 855 to 183. So not quite enough there. She'll need a way bigger turnout on election day. But again, if the Nash County numbers continue as they were and Sandy Robertson drives a bunch of folks out, then you will be looking at a re-election for him. Now, the other thing is our good friend Tim Andrews is doing fantastic in High Point. So we're really happy to see Tim Andrews is out there getting it. Let me go see if there's more for. No, so there's only 2 counties that's and it's looking like it's a good clean molly whopping for him. So shouts out to Tim Andrews, bro. He's doing his thing out there. We go back to Guilford. I'm gonna check Guilford one more time just to be on the safe side, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me. All right, there's Guilford County. You got Burlington. Not a lot of early voting there, but we wanted to look at this High Point City Council race. Most specifically, we wanted to look at how our good friend Tim Andrews is doing. He's up, fairly up. That's a good look. So shouts out to Tim Andrew. He ran an amazing campaign. We were honored to be able to do some social stuff for him. But again, we're waiting for election results to pour in. Let us know where you're watching from. We can pull up the results where you are. The other thing I wanted to take a look at was the Mississippi has a governor's race. And that, let me see if we have any live results. Hold on, wait a minute. Stop the press, ladies and gentlemen. Shannon Easter says, hi, our polls are still open till 8 p.m. Ran out of ballots. Interesting. Would you mind jumping in the comments and letting us know where you are watching from, Shannon, so that we can kind of take a look at that? That's a very interesting thing. Some might argue that's a good problem to have, you know. Maybe not a problem you want to have, but still that's good that people want to come out and vote. But let us know where you're watching from. I'm very curious to where that's going down at. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching election results live here on the Urban Conservative. It's the 2023 municipal elections. You've got gubernatorial races going on in Kentucky and Mississippi. You've got mayoral races in Flashpoint cities in North Carolina. You've got Eastern Long Island municipal races. You've got the Virginia legislature up in the air. So much happening. Unfortunately, a lot of these off-year local elections don't get the attention that they deserve. I think we need to start looking at how we can drive more traffic to some of these municipal elections. So we'll talk more about that here on the platform. Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, shouts out to Jackson, Mississippi. Shannon, thanks for letting us know. And curious, what were your thoughts about the young man that's running against Bashir for governor out there? Get in the comments. Let us know what you think about the young man running against Bashir out there. I thought, based on what I was able to glean from it, he's on to something there. So let's take a look here. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the two folks that you got running for governor. Democratic incumbent Andy Bashir against the Attorney General Daniel Cameron. The incumbent is a Democrat. Andy Bashir tried to defend his seat against the Republican leaning Kentucky against the GOP challenger, Attorney General Daniel Cameron. As recently as mid-October, Bashir was leading by 16 points, but an Emerson College poll from last week had the race in a dead heat, with both candidates at 47% and 4% undecided. One of the more troubling signs for Bashir was that in October, 54% of former President Donald Trump supporters planned on supporting Cameron, but that number shot up to 79% last week, a 22% increase. Trump won the state by 26 points in 2020, making his voters essential to Bashir's reelection hopes. Now, Andy Bashir is the son of former governor, was elected in 2019. He unseated an incumbent Republican Governor Matt Bevin by right around 5,000 votes. Trump won Kentucky by 30 points in 2016, and both its senators are Republican, with Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, one of Washington's most powerful Republicans. Daniel Cameron's 37, came into office as the state's first Black Attorney General, same year as Bashir in 2019. If he wins tonight, he will be the first Black Republican governor in the country since Reconstruction. Hold up, stop the press, hold on, wait a daggone minute. This is going to be very interesting in Kentucky, y'all. This is going to be a very interesting Kentucky race. Now, the Mississippi race, let's go to that. Oh, buddy. So, yeah, you've got Tate Reeves versus Brandon Presley. And then there's an independent named Gwendolyn Gray. Tate Reeves is the Republican. Brandon Presley is the Democrat. I don't know much about Mississippi. Republican governor y'all got there? Hold on. Let me take a gander at that. Now I'm very curious. Yeah, y'all got a Republican governor. Hopefully y'all keep it that way. No shenanigans in Mississippi. Let's get it. We've surpassed 60% of voters with more ballots had to be printed. I think that's a great problem to have. I think that is a great problem to have. Yeah, good stuff. And I think that bodes well for Republicans in your state. I think that bodes well for Republicans there. So shouts out to them. Let's go back. We're going to hop back over to North Carolina. Let's take a look. I'm going to refresh the Kentucky results and see where we are. And it does look like the Republicans are closing in on the Democrats here in Kentucky. I'll share that with you real quick. That's what's going on there. And in the meantime, I'm going to do a refresh here in North Carolina to see if we're getting any more actual precincts reporting. And so far, none as of yet. So stand by, don't go nowhere. You're watching election results live here on the Urban Conservative. We're going to be hopping back and forth between Kentucky, Mississippi, North Carolina, Virginia. We're going to have a live report from Architect coming from Eastern Long Island. So shouts out to all of our New York viewers. Get in the comment section. Let us know where you're watching from as well. Give the video a like, share. Make sure you're giving us a follow. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Election results live here on the Urban Conservative.
because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com. North Carolina Right to Life cordially invites you to our 50th anniversary gala on Saturday, November 18th, 2023 at the Corey Convention Center in Greensboro, North Carolina. Join us as we celebrate 50 years of dedication to the pro-life cause with an evening of humor and celebration featuring the Babylon Bee CEO, Seth Dillon. Visit us at ncrtl.org to find out more or to get your tickets. North Carolina Right to Life cordially invites you to our 50th anniversary gala on Saturday, November 18th, 2023 at the Corey Convention Center in Greensboro, North Carolina. Join us as we celebrate 50 years of dedication to the pro-life cause with an evening of humor and celebration featuring the Babylon Bee CEO, Seth Dillon. Visit us at ncrtl.org to find out more or to get your tickets.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're rocking out on a Tuesday night here on the Urban Conservative. You know what it is. Election results. Decision 2023. What is going to be the GOP or the Democrats? What's popping? Let us know where you're watching from. Jump in the comment section. Raheem is going to be live with us in just a minute. He's going to be coming live from New York. He's going to be out at they've got municipal elections out there in New York where he's at. We've got mayor races in Rocky Mount. We've got mayor races in Fayetteville and Charlotte and places across the country. So we're taking a look at those election results. As always, I am Abdul Ali rocking with you. This is a special election night decision 2023 show. We're going to keep bouncing around North Carolina. Matter of fact, what we're going to do, we'll go through alphabetical order through each county and see what we got. Alamance County, let's see, the biggest race going on right now is the Burlington race. Mayor Beth Kennett and Jim Butler in the mayor's race there. You get to vote for two. So Juana Bigelow and Bob Ward are in front for Burlington Council. Town of Elon council members, the first three are Quinn Ray, Monty Allison, and Michael Woods. Then you've got the town of Gibsonville. The mayor, Leonard Lenny Williams, is out by 13. Again, this is all early voting numbers. So if you got friends and family out this way, this is important information for them to know. But this is, again, Alamance County. Fairly decent turnout, I would say, for some of the size of some of the towns. But just to make sure we're giving everybody some love, these are the early voting numbers across the town. Now, I've got a niece that lives in Mebane, so let me go back up. Let's look at Mebane. Mebane Mayor Ed Hooks, 55-4. Mebane, you get to vote for two. Sean Ewing and Katie Buckholder look like they got that pretty well wrapped up. Now, I'm going to butcher the name of this city. Is it Ossipee or Ossipee? Or is it Ossipee? I don't know. Somebody make sure I get that right, but I like the way that looks. Ossipee. I'm going to say Ossipee. Ossipee. Okay. Town of Swepsonville. Okay. Little song. Alexander County. Let's take a look. Town of Taylorsville Town Council. You get the first four. There you go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So Jack Sims, Tamara Odom, Kimberly Brown, and Eric Bumgarner look like they've got Taylorsville with their two precincts reporting. So that's a wrap there. And Allegheny County, 100%. So let's deal with that. You've got Sparta. I've been through there before. Josh Green and David Turk Evans and Billy Richardson on town council there. So wrapped up in Allegheny County. Let's head over to Anson and see what we got. All right, 5 out of 6 precincts reporting Ansonville mayor. Well ahead right now is Angela, Tina Caraway, town of Ansonville. You see the 5 you get there. So Sarah, Denise, Phyllis, Jesse, and Mark. Looks like they've got that all wrapped up with 5 out of 6. I don't see any major jumping. That last seat there, maybe. There's your Lylesville. All right, there we go. So it's looking like it's a wrap. Town of Polkton Mayor Myra Thomas Dalgleish is in ahead by 11 votes in front of Cynthia Williams right now. In Polkton, I don't know if that'll change, but they've got one more precinct out there. Let's go on to the next county. Ashe County is not much going on yet. Let's go to Avery, see what we get. 5 out of 6. Banner Elk Mayor, it looks like Brenda Lyerly is going to take care of that. All right. So then we're going to go from Avery to Beaufort County. All right. No precincts reported out of Beaufort. Let's go down to Bertie. Know some people down that way. No precincts reporting yet. Let's go down to Bladen County. Nothing coming out of Bladen County yet. Go down to Brunswick. Okay, looks like Brunswick Regional Water and Sewer Commission, H2O Go Commission is a wrap there. Board of Trustees for the Dosher Hospital. Leland's mayor race is all but wrapped up. Looks like Town of Leland Council is all but wrapped up. But that's no precinct, so we'll keep our eye on that. Let's go to Buncombe and see what we got. Woodfin mayor looks to be in the bag with just about 45, a little more than 45% of precincts. I don't see there much of a catch up there. You do have a town council race. You get to vote for 3. Those top 3 are in it. I think that's what you've got is Elizabeth Urban, Johanna Young, and Ken Kahn there in Woodfin. Water and Sewer District trustees look to be wrapped up. You get to vote for 3 of those, 1, 2, and 3. I don't see anybody beating those folks. Get to vote for 3 in Weaverville Town Council. Those top 3 got that as a wrap. So Buncombe County is pretty much wrapped up. Let's look at Burt County real quick. Conley Springs, Drexel mayor race is wrapped up. These are all pretty much wrapped up. You get to vote for 2. Luke Boone and Reed Scott have this fairly locked up unless those last 3 precincts come in and Angela Marlowe creeps up. But you don't know until we look at the end. But those look like we've got 15 out of their 18 precincts. Let's look at Cabarrus and see if we've got anything. All right, you've got Brian King out with 1,014, Lori Clay with 994, and Jack Lambert with 699, with 6 out of the 36 precincts reporting. Andy Langford out in front of Tyler Norris. The city council race in Kannapolis appears to be about. Jane Williams and Milton Smith running neck and neck for 4th, but the 3 incumbents are holding fairly steady there. We'll see what what happens when that comes in. And the 4, it looks like, are Latricia Glover, Ron Smith, Rodney Dellinger, and Ian Patrick for Harrisburg Town Council. Let's go on down to Caldwell County and see what we've got. 7 out of 12 precincts. Blowing Rock mayor race is a wrap. Everything else appears to be a wrap looking at it. We're going to go down to Carter, over to the coast. No precincts reporting yet, just early voting numbers. No precincts reporting yet, early voting numbers. I'm going to be, not that I don't love these other counties, but I want to go down here to Edgecombe. 3 out of 17. So we're starting to get some numbers into Edgecombe County. 82% for Teresa Alton Stokes and 1 to 83 for Sandy Robertson. That's interesting. We're going to go to Nash, see if anything's coming in here. Hold on a sec, folks. With 11 out of 19 precincts reporting, let's go down here and look at this Rocky Mount race. Yeah, I don't think that's enough. He's almost up 1,000 there. This may be fairly close. I mean, if we're looking at the numbers here, I'm going to just do a little math, bust out a calculator real quick. Hold on, because this is a very close race. So you've got 2,214 on the Edgecombe side. I'm sorry, on the Nash side. Then we're going to go back to Edgecombe. Ooh, this is interesting. Do y'all see these numbers? Plus 243. Oops. So 243 plus, ooh, I don't know. This is interesting. Large lead for Teresa Alton Stokes in the Edgecombe side. So she's up, hold on, 1,083 minus 243. She's up 843 votes. She's up 840 votes on the Edgecombe side, right? So the magic number on the Nash side for her is sitting at 840 right now. So let's go down there and take a look. I'm just very curious about this race. So 840 is the number. So 2214 minus 1352 equal. Oh, he's within that margin of victory right now. 862. He's got an 862 vote lead on this side. So Sandy Robertson this is a very, very tight race going on for the mayor of Rocky Mount right now, ladies and gentlemen. An extremely tight race going on in Rocky Mount. Shout out to G-Town in the building, the Gas House. What's going on? Shouts out to Mary Helen. We see you. Y'all got a very close race going on there in Nash County. Very interesting race, as you can see. The mayor's race for Rocky Mount. You've got Sandy Robertson ahead on the Edgecombe side. I mean, on the Nash side, and losing on the Edgecombe side, 840. Votes. She's got an 840 point vote on that side. He's got an 862 vote lead on this side. So she's roughly down about 20 to 30 voters right now. This is going to be very interesting to see how this pans out. I want to go back and take a look at Forsyth County real quick. I'm very interested in High Point. Beverly Joe Bard race is almost over there. I'm going to go to Guilford and take a look at High Point again. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like my man Tim Andrews is going to be the next High Point city council member. So excellent news, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to keep our eyes on these races. Don't go anywhere. You're on the Urban Conservative watching election results live. I'm going to go back to the Edgecombe side of Rocky Mount. I'm going to let that rock for a second. We're going to put that on refresh. Hold on. Let me do options. We're going to do scrolling, 5 seconds, 3 contests. We'll make it 7 seconds for you. There we go. Be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're checking out live election results here on the Urban Conservative. I gotta give a big shout out to my man Tim Andrew up in High Point, man. He is looks like it's official. He's about to be on the High Point City Council. Gotta say, yo, great guy, Surrey, a Marine veteran, just a great dude. I think High Point made the right decision by putting him on there. Definitely a good look to have him up there. I was gonna try to pull because he's one of the folks that supports what we do here on the platform. So what I was gonna try to do, is this right here so that y'all can see the ad that the brother had, how we support candidates. But this was a great dude. Shouts out to Tim
Good
Andrew.
morning, a wonderful day to vote. This is Tim Andrew running for High Point City Council Ward 5. The city of High Point is a great city and we need to have the right people in the right seats, and I believe that I'm the right person for Ward 5. Meet those who you're voting for, listen to their heart, listen to what we want to bring to the table, and make your vote count. Come out and see me. Let's have a conversation. Make your vote count.
All right. Shouts out to Tim Andrew. Got to give him a big shout out. We had to let that rock because, again, it looks like my man is officially going to be on the High Point City Council Ward 5. Shouts out to Tim Andrew. So, ladies and gentlemen, thing right now, and let's go take a look at, I'm going to take a look at another county out here. Let's see something. For Cabarrus County, how do I see what precincts are reported? Well, Valerie, since you asked, I will go on here and show you how you do that. What you do is you highlight the county that you want to look at, right? So you go Cabarrus, and then you'll see where it says all contests, you'll display results. Now, when we look at now, you see 6 out of 36 precincts have reported. Let's go to view contest details. So if you look at a tile, 0, see, so right now the precincts that reported are 1102, 1205, 1204, 1213, 1208, and 0205. So again, what you want to do is when you look at the contest details, let me back up a screen here. You click where it says view contest details, and it'll show you which precincts have reported already. You'll have to look at it that way. So no, unfortunately, I don't think, no, the brother that was running at large for hold on, let me see something here real quick. Hold on, let me do that. Okay. No, I don't think that I think you had to come in like the top 4 or 5, and I don't think, unfortunately, the brother did it. He ran a great campaign out there. I think you're talking about the brother Kent did a great job running out there in High Point. This was on Ward, yeah. Yep, that's the brother Kent Harper. Shouts out to Kent Harper, man. But this is what's going on right now. Cabarrus County, as you can see, got some reporting in. 6 out of the 36 precincts are in, so you still got a ways to go in Cabarrus County. Right now, the other place in the state where we were looking at was Edgecombe and Nash County. You have got this Rocky Mount election for mayor, which is of the utmost importance to the people there. You've got 11 out of 19 precincts reporting out of Nash County right now. So we're going to keep our eye on it. I'm going to turn that scrolling off so I can get down to it. Yeah, and it's the same numbers as before. Let's take a look back at Mecklenburg and see what we've got going on in Charlotte. Vi Lyles, 22,000 votes. You know, we expect a mayor, a Democrat, to do that in the mayor's seat. Not a lot of Republican turnout, it looks like there. But this other seat here, which was very interesting, was the James Bowers seat, and then also the seat with Tariq Bakari. Right now, in early voting, she is up 1,356 or 59 to 40. Ed Riggs going unopposed, and so nothing to worry about there. But we're very curious to look at this Tariq Bakari race in Charlotte. I know they're having an event at Selwyn Pub tonight, so if you're in Charlotte and you want to get out there to review the results, you can do that. But again, that's Mecklenburg County. And then I'm going to pop back up here just because for kicks and giggles, yeah, we're still at 6 out of 36 on Cabarrus County. So right now, as it stands, you've got Brian King, Lori Clay, and Jack Lambert running for City Council Member District 2. Brian King, the incumbent, Lori Clay, Jack Lambert, the challengers. Jennifer Parsley is running unopposed, as is John Sweat. And then you've got Ryan, Daryl, and Tom. It looks like in the lead in Kannapolis. 6 out of 6 precincts reporting, so we will keep our eye on it. Harrisburg, also a place of interest. You've got 3 incumbents, Ron Smith, Rodney Dellinger, and Ian Patrick. Right now, Ian Patrick would not make it on, would 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'd be looking at the 3 incumbents and 1 new person, which would be Latricia Glover. And running in a quick 5th is Wendell Fant. So very interesting to see what's happening in Cabarrus County. But let's go over to, let's pick, see here. Oh, Wilson. So you've got Dante Chestnut, good dude running in Wilson. Let's go to the Wilson Town Council and see what we got there. Carlton Stevens, who was just endorsed. He was endorsed by Representative Fontenot. Was a great dude. Carlton Stevens, the mayor there in Wilson. I really like him. I think really good dude. Let's take a look here. So you've got, with 13 out of 23 reporting, Michael Bell and Dante Chestnut are going at it for District 2. And then you've still got some other races going on there. Let's also jump back. I wanted to take a look in Mecklenburg County. Hold on. Because there's some other races down here. So Davidson. Looks like the bond referendum for Charlotte Mecklenburg schools is going to go through in early voting with no precincts reporting. You've got a massive 66% of voters in early voting in favor of the Charlotte Mecklenburg school facilities bond referendum. Huntersville had a park and rec bond referendum that's getting a yes. Transportation bonds for Hunterville is getting a yes. Cornelius Charter Amendment referendum is getting a yes. So just curious about some of those down ballot and bond referendums that come up. So that's what you're looking like for Mint Hill Board of Commissioners. So you get to vote for 6 Mint Hill Board of Commissioners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2. I'm hoping this is my man. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yes, Leon Threet is who I wanted to see on there. Shouts out to brother Leon Threet. Hoping he gets on, praying he gets on the Matthews Board of Commissioners to get to vote for 6. And my man is in the top 6 right now. We wanted to check that out, see how that was going. And then you also have the town of Huntersville Board of Commissioners. You get to vote for 6 there. So interesting. You got a lot of folks vying for that, but a good turnout, it looks, relatively speaking. So that's Wilson for you. Let's head back to Gaston County. With 19 out of 45 precincts. So what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. Let's take a look at something here. This is the statewide. All right. So we're going to let the statewide rock for a few seconds. And we'll be right back here on the Urban Conservative. You're watching election results live across North Carolina. We're going to also be jumping over to Kentucky and Mississippi, taking a look at their gubernatorial races. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back here on the Urban Conservative. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're rocking on the Urban Conservative. We got election results pouring in, not just from North Carolina, but we're going to take a real quick results gander at what's happening in the great state of Kentucky. Oh, so you've got the with a lot of the precincts reporting, you still have some pretty big spots out there to report, but looks like the Democrat Andy Beshear is up a little less than 100,000. It's a this is interesting race going on in Kentucky, but we also got elections going on in New York. My brother's actually live in New York City. Not New York City. I say New York City, but we got Raheem live on Long Island. Yo, bro, hold on. I'm getting you. What's good, bro?
Yeah, we here. We live. We're out here in the beautiful town of Southampton, out at the beautiful VFW. Hold on. Let me let y'all get some of this America real quick. Hold on. How do I flip my camera? I never use this camera on the phone like that. Okay, there you go. You see where I'm at?
You gotta see where you're at.
Hold on. Let me show you where you're at. We got a chairman here. We got a Republican chairman right there. We got a commander right there. We got America over there. This is what's going on out here, folks. Just so y'all can see what to go on, okay? So this is where we at, you know? This is what's happening. For those of y'all who know, if you know, you know.
Yeah, for those of you who know about that table right there, you know what that table is, right, bro?
Oh, I do. You know I do.
Okay.
Yeah, look, we got some folks in the building starting to pour in. We got candidates in the building. We got some locals. Some locals here in the building. We got candidates all over the place. This is what's happening.
All right, so y'all got a special live peek at what is this? The Southampton Town GOP, or is this
Correct. Let me get back to my front camera. Yeah,
all right?
absolutely. So we're gonna keep y'all posted as the results come in. I'll be jumping in periodically. As you can see, we got the screen going with the results on it. Nothing's in yet. We're still about 10 minutes out. We're really about a half hour out from getting results in. The polls close at 9 here, so we're a little bit about, maybe I say give it 45 minutes or so for numbers to start coming in. So I will definitely tap back in with you guys in a little bit right back here on the Urban Conservative.
All right, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, Raheem Architect Soto coming live from Southampton, New York, Long Island, out there in the Hamptons, as it were, as it actually is. He's enjoying that. But we're looking at election results across the United States. North Carolina, obviously near and dear to our heart, but you've got a lot going on. Shouts out to the councilman-elect Tim Andrew from out there in High Point. Looks like my man is going to be on city council in High Point. We're going to stop this right now, and we're going to go back to Edgecombe and Nash County because a lot of folks want to know what's in the Rocky Mount race. So right now you've got Teresa Alston Stokes with a 304. Hold on, wait, I got this scroll thing on. Let me cut that off. Let me stop that. But you've got Teresa Alston Stokes with a 354 vote lead in Edgecombe. 354 vote lead in Edgecombe. And then let's go to the Nash side, display results. Let's take a look down here. Oh yeah, no, this is not even this is not even close. So it looks like you've got Sandy Robertson going back in as mayor of Rocky Mount. That's what that's what it's looking like. 2000. Yeah, he's got a 1,400 vote, almost a 1,400 vote lead on the Nash County side. So that race all but done up there in the Rocky Mount side of things. You've got Mayor Robertson just well out ahead in front on the Nash County side. The other place we need to take a look at is in Mecklenburg. And folks, one of the two Republicans on the Charlotte City Council, Tariq Bakari, is in a very challenging race out in Mecklenburg County. Let's see if we've got any precincts coming in. We do. We've got 43 precincts reporting. Vi Lyles out in front of Mi Sun Kim for mayor. You've got, let's take a look at this other, that race is starting to close up. Those gaps are starting to close there. The Tariq Bakari versus Stephanie Hand race is starting to close up. So we'll see 3% of those races going in. So make sure we got Cornelius, Davidson, Huntersville. So we were looking at the mayor's race for Huntersville. Steve Clark is way out in front with 22% precincts reporting. Let's also go down here and look at Matthews. So the top 6 in Matthews are Renee, Gina, Ken, Mark, John, and Leon. So it looks like my man Leon Threet will make it onto the Matthews Board of Commissioners if these numbers hold up there. And again, in Rocky Mount, looks like Mayor Robertson is going to hold on there in Rocky Mount. Another place we're going to take a look at here in our state is going to go down to Cumberland County. Let's take a look at what's happening in Fayetteville. So it looks like Mitch Colvin way ahead in the mayor's race with 87% of the precincts in. You've got Malik Davis, you've got Kathy Keefe Jensen, and then you've got Marlo Benavente. And you've got DJ Hare. It looks like Fayetteville City Council. So these are your folks there in Fayetteville. And Hope Mills, Spring Lake. Let's go. All right, that's what you got going on there. So let's check one more time in Cabarrus County. We've got almost 50%, 41% of precincts reporting. It looks like Andy Langford is well out in front there. Lori Clay is jumped to a fairly big lead over the incumbent Brian King and young Jack Lambert. So Lori Clay is out front in that race. Ryan Dayvault, Daryl Jackson, and Tom Kincaid are continuing to hold on Kannapolis City Council. And it looks like for the Harrisburg race, those numbers haven't changed yet, but it's still those same 4. Huntersville mayor on the Cabarrus side, I think there are very few people that vote in that on the Cabarrus side. So I doubt that we'll see any impact from that in that race from the Cabarrus voters. But let's go back down and take a look at Edgecombe again and see where we are. Yeah, 6 more precincts to go. 354 votes ahead here is just not enough on the other side. So it does not look like, it does not appear that Teresa Alston Stokes is going to pull out that mayor's race there. What do y'all think about that in Rocky Mount? Let us know. Jump in the comments. Looks like y'all are going to have a Mayor Robertson again there in Rocky Mount. We're going to switch over to Kentucky's Kentucky's gubernatorial race and see if things have tightened up. They have. They are within 76,000 votes. This is getting interesting. You've got a Republican ahead for Attorney General, Republican ahead for Secretary of State, Republican ahead for Auditor, Republican ahead for Treasurer, Republican ahead for a Commissioner of Ag. You are losing to a Democrat in 93rd District, and the governor's race is within 70-something thousand votes. So this is going to be interesting. And you see Republicans turning out for Attorney General. So we're going to keep our eye on what's happening in the great state of Kentucky as well. Let me see if I can get some Mississippi results. Here's what you got going on in Mississippi right now. Tate Reeves, the Republican, is way out in front, 58-40, 27,000 votes to 18,000. If those numbers hold, Reeves is up 18, 22, 41, and 48 in certain counties. And I don't see that he's going to make those numbers up. So very interesting to see there. Tate Reeves, the Republican, is seeking his second term. But we'll see. Brandon Presley is challenging. He's at 40% of the vote right now. And that's what's going on. Live Mississippi elections there. And we're going to go back to North Carolina. We want to try to get an update on the Mecklenburg County race. Let's take a look, see if we have any more precincts in. Still at 43 out of 195. Not a lot to see here in these upper races, but I do think one needs to take a look at what's going on down here in this Tarek Bakari Stephanie Hand race. We'll be right back here on the Urban All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're checking out election night results here on the Urban Conservative. I'm Abdul Ali, rocking with you on a Tuesday night, November 7th, Decision 2023. We're looking at election results across the country. As you can see, we're looking at North Carolina right here. We got the great state of Kentucky. That's what's going on right now. As you can see, the incumbent Bashir was expected to kind of like blow the Republican out of the water. Right now, he is about 80,000, less than 79,000 votes behind. And there's still some precincts out there to report. So Pike County still has the report, and a few others. So we will take a look at, keep our eye on this Kentucky race as well. You've got North Carolina races. We're going to go back. One of the areas we were looking at was here in Cabarrus County. So with 25 out of 36 precincts reporting, Lori Clay taking the lead in Concord City Council. Andy Langford pretty commanding lead in Council District 1. And the rest of those races are unopposed. It appears as if, again, with the Harrisburg race, you are going to have the addition of Rodney Dellinger took the lead, Latricia Glover, Ron Smith, and Ian Patrick. So unless something happens with those last two positions with Chris Fall and Ian Patrick, then it is likely that those guys will make it. Chris Steele Anderson surged up, so did Justin Hagler. But let's take a look at these other races won't matter there. And then let's go down to Nash County real quick. Let's see how far along those results are. So with 100% of the votes reporting, with Nash County 19 out of 19. Let's go look at this mayor's race here. You want to stop it? I got a cat messing with stuff. Sandy Robertson has pulled that out. It looks like Sandy Robertson is the mayor elect again. And let's go to Edgecombe to be on the safe side, just to make sure we didn't get, no, there's not enough votes there. It looks like you've got a mayor, Sandy Robertson, in the city of Rocky Mount. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. So with that race being called, the other thing that we got to keep our eye on right now is we've got to keep our eye on this Mecklenburg County race. The implications for the city of Charlotte are massive. 87 precincts out of 195 reporting. It's so far 8.93% voter turnout is what that's looking like. So let's take a look back down here. Tariq Bakari 78, 80 to 83. So that race tightening up. We are going to put this on scroll. So that way we can keep that scrolling, but we need to keep our eyes on that race there. Now, the mayor's race in Charlotte, 10,684 voters to vote for Mi Sun Kim. 75% of the vote going to Vi Lyles, who ran again. But we also see that the 4 at-large city council folks, Dimple Ajmira, Victoria Watlington, James Smuggy Mitchell, and Lawana Slack Mayfield is back on there. Lawana Slack Mayfield made it back on there. Let's go ahead and take a look back at our whatchamacallit here. I'm going to go back to All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're getting a live update Raheem Architect Soto coming to us live from New York out in the Hamptons. What's good with you, bro?
Yo, so we're starting to fill in. We got some, let me see, how do I do this again? We got some folks coming in. Mag ultra wide camera. Let's do that. There you go. So we got folks coming in. I didn't know we had all of these dual wide camera. Let's try that. So yeah, as you can see, we got folks pouring in, and hang on, let me get unattached from the power. But as you can see, it's starting to fill in a little bit out here on the east end. We got the elections bigger on the screen. We got the results there on the screen. We're waiting for them to start trickling on in. The polls have been closed now 10 minutes here, so we're just waiting for them to, the results to start trickling in. Again, we got a Suffolk County executive race. Our Republican candidate's Ed Romaine. We have a Southampton Town supervisor race. Shouts out to Cindy and her family who's here. Everybody's in the building supporting. So we will keep you guys tapped in. I will be periodically.
Hey, man.
Go ahead. I can hear you.
Hey, man. Mayor Robertson in Rocky Mount is on. He won that election. That's done. So Sandy Robertson beat Austin Stokes. And then our good friend Tim Andrews is now officially councilman-elect in High Point, North Carolina.
Great job. Great job. I love it. Hold on. Let me get an AirPod in because of the noise.
All right. Well, check if you get up with any of those candidates, let them, if any of those candidates feel like dropping by on the show saying hello.
Will do. I will try to wrangle some in here.
All right. Let me know.
Hold on. So let me just run y'all through the room real quick. Hold on. Before I run up on anybody with a camera, I didn't discuss that. You know how some people are with the camera thing, right? So right here, we got our councilman, our town councilman, Rick Montel. We got our Southampton Town Justice right there, Gary Weber. We got Southampton Town Trustee. This is backwards. So that's Mr. Horwitz right there. Let's see, am I going the right way here? Okay. Yeah, so there's the fam. Let's see. We got our chairman over there in the tie. We got some more council people in there, highway supervisor in there. So this is what's going on, folks.
All right, very good. Well, bro,
yep.
Keep us posted.
All right, you got it. I'll see you in a bit. I'll be back in a few minutes. Like I said, we're just waiting for these results, as you guys can see, to come up on the screen. Is that backwards for you?
No, it is backwards for me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. So I'll work on the camera thing, but we'll be right back here. I'll be right back in a little bit. Stay tuned.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Raheem Architect Soto coming live from Southampton. We're going to take a real quick commercial break here on the Early Urban Conservative. For Rocky Mount in the mayor's race in Rocky Mount, Sandy Robertson went back into the mayor's position. It looks like he has clinched that. It's not even close when we look at the Rocky Mount number. So shouts out to Tim Andrews and High Point. My man pulled that off. We're going to take a real quick commercial break on the Urban Conservative. Don't you go nowhere. Stick around. We got more election results coming up here. 2023 election results here on the Urban Conservative. North Carolina Right to Life cordially invites you to our 50th anniversary gala on Saturday, November 18th, 2023 at the Corey Convention Center in Greensboro, North Carolina. Join us as we celebrate 50 years of dedication to the pro-life cause with an evening of humor and celebration featuring the Babylon Bee CEO, Seth Dillon. Visit us at ncrtl.org to find out more or to get your tickets. Because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're back on the Urban Conservative. I am Abdul Ali. It's election night 2023. Listen, a lot of people don't pay attention to these off-year municipal elections. It's so important. that we start getting folks back to voting. You look at the turnout in some of these counties during these off-year elections, and we're talking about 8, 10, 12%. Let's take a look at Durham County with 27, more than just about half of their precincts reporting. You've got Jess Anderson going Chapel Hill mayor. Let's see, City of Durham. Leo Williams well ahead for mayor. You've got 3, Nate Baker, Javiera Caballero, and Carl Riss. It looks like if those numbers hold, we'll be going in for city council. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. 94% of the vote in, 16 out of 17 precincts reporting. Just the numbers doesn't look like she has the numbers on the Rocky Mount election side. Let me take a look at something real quick. On the Edgecombe side, let's see. 1470 minus. She's got a 1,136 point lead in the Edgecombe side. So number he needs to beat is 1136 on the Nash side. Let's take a look. Is he ahead by 1136 in Nash? Yeah, he's well ahead. He's very well ahead. He's ahead by 1376. So yeah, the numbers are looking like you've got a Mayor Sandy Robertson with all of Nash County reporting. If the numbers hold up, that's what you're going to end up with here. But again, to be decided based on what happens here in Edgecombe with the majority of the precincts reporting. Let's take a look at this really important Mecklenburg County race. 87 precincts now reporting. The numbers we're looking at are for this race right here. Right now, the Stephanie Hand Tarek Bakari race. So she is at 8,399 and he is at 7,870, which means she only is ahead by 529 votes right now. That is a very slim margin. But we'll see what happens as more precincts report. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching election night results here on the Urban Conservative. If you haven't done so already, our website is tuconservative.com. That is where you can go to support our platform and what we do. Our mission is to share conservative values and principles, to support conservative policies and policymakers and conservative candidates in urban communities across this great nation. If you don't know what the Urban and Urban Conservative stands for, it stands for understanding reality beyond all narratives. And that's what we do here, is we fight narratives. If you want to support us in that mission, all you do is you go to this website that you see on your screen, tuconservative.com. Click on that sponsor TUC, click on that sponsor a show, and you can help us keep the dice rolling while we're doing that little thing we be doing. Ladies and gentlemen, election results. Let's go back to the state of Kentucky real quick and give Kentucky a refresh. We're talking about the mayor's race in the state of the governor's race. Right now, 601,000 to and there's 15 precincts left in the governor's race in the state of Kentucky. Let's go look at Mississippi. Yeah, Mississippi right now, Tate Reeves is way out ahead. 15% of the votes are in, and it's still kind of a runaway. He's up. So we'll keep our eyes on the Mississippi governor's race as that trickles in live as well. We're going to go back to North Carolina. 137 precincts are now in the Mecklenburg race. So let's take a look at that. Let's see something here. Wow, Tariq Bakari has closed the gap, greatly closed the gap, 49.79. That is a very tight margin right there. We are talking less than 100 votes right now. So that is what we are keeping our eye on, is this race here in the city of Charlotte for Tariq Bakari's seat in City Council District 6. Also, we needed to take a look at that there. Okay, that wasn't it. Let's go back to Edgecombe. We need to see what's going on in Edgecombe. Let's take a look, because I think that race is just about done. Okay, so their numbers aren't budging much there. Let's also go take a look. I want to also go back and let's take a look up in Cabarrus County and see how things are shaping up there. So with 33 out of the 36 precincts reporting, it looks like Lori Clay will be clinching the vote to go into the city council. You've got City Council Member District 1, Tyler Norris went in with 2,100. Andy Langford will be going back there. And then also it looks like that is what's happening there. Rodney Dellinger, Ron Smith, Patricia Glover. Oh, and Chris Fall made a move. That's interesting. So incumbent Ian Patrick has been edged out by Chris Fall, and Crisco Anderson has just made a big push to push herself up there. That's interesting. So we're going to keep our eyes on this result. You got 33 out of 36 precincts reporting in Cabarrus. Also, let's go ahead and get back down here and take a look at what was happening in Edgecombe again. I think we're going to have one more precinct to go. It looks like this is going to land with a mayor, Sandy Robertson in Rocky Mount. Let's go back to Kentucky. Let's see if we've got any updates on the gubernatorial race there. This is not looking good. Doesn't look good for Republicans here. He's going to have to finish really strong. Right now, down 553 to 625. That is a humongous margin to have to make up. 50, 60, almost 70,000 votes to have to make up there. So that's very, very tough to do. Right now, you've got 17% of the vote in the state of Mississippi in the governor's race there going on. And as you can see, Kate Reeves, the Republican incumbent governor, is ahead 55% to 43%. With 17% of the vote in. So we'll keep our eyes on that one. Definitely keep our eyes on that one. Let's go back to North Carolina. Now let's go back to Charlotte and see how quickly these precincts are reporting. We were at that. So we're at 137 out of 195. Let's see if he's made a move. Yeah, that's a really tight margin in that Tariq Bakari race, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking the difference of 359 to 281. $78 vote difference right now. That is what we are at in that race, is a 78 vote difference in Charlotte. And this has a lot to do, I think, with what you're seeing, which is out of control spending, a massive push to the left. There's so many things that Tariq and Edricks have been able to kind of keep at bay, and I think need to continue to keep at bay. So that is what's happening in Mecklenburg. Let me take a look at something real quick. So the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Fraternal Order of Police endorsed Tariq Bakari. The Charlotte Firefighters Association, the International Association of Firefighters, the Charlotte-Mecklenburg FOP Lodge number 9 also. So that's very interesting. Tariq's a family guy, moved to Charlotte in 2003, 3 children in CMS, Chase, Charlotte, and Channing. Prior to serving as the founder of the Carolina FinTech Hub, he became a Charlotte City Councilman and launched several of his own startup companies. He served as the head of innovation and investment for FIS Global, a $9 billion fintech company. He also held executive positions in Fortune 500 companies such as GE Capital, Wells Fargo, and Wachovia. So smart guy. I think very needed for what Charlotte needs right now, looking at all the economic development and the ridiculous things that some of the city council members would do if they didn't have anybody to check and balance it. So we're going to put this race on repeat here because it's all but done. Rocky Mount's all done. We'll keep our eyes on this Charlotte race. Here we go. And we'll be right back on the Urban Conservative. You're watching the election results live. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're rocking on the Urban Conservative. It's a Tuesday night. You're looking at the live election results from the state of Mississippi on your screen. Incumbent Republican Governor Tate Reeves taking on Democrat Brandon Presley. As you can see, with about a quarter of the votes in, he holds a commanding lead in that race. When we look over at the state of Kentucky, on the other hand, where you've got Daniel Cameron and Robert Mills taking on Andy Beshear and Jacqueline Coleman, you see the Republicans are losing in the gubernatorial race. We've got about 9 counties left to report. Some fairly large counties still left to report, so we don't know where that's going to land. And then obviously in North Carolina, we are looking at some important races. One of the hot button races that's been getting a lot of attention is down in Mecklenburg County, where I am, and that happens to be the race with Tarek and Jennifer Hand, Stephanie Hand, and we're about to take that race right now. We just got update. A good chunk of the precincts are reporting. Obviously, the mayor's race and some of these at-large races are not much to look at, but Tarek Bakari has taken the lead in the Charlotte City Council District 6 race. Tarek Bakari has taken a commanding lead. That is exactly what we wanted to see right there. So good stuff. If these numbers hold up, this is great news for the Mecklenburg County Republican Party and for the volunteers that went out and knocked doors. So that is an amazing, amazing thing. Great sign from Mecklenburg County as Tarek Bakari has taken the lead in that Charlotte City Council race. That is a very good thing. We're going to keep our eye on it. We've got about 21 precincts left to report in Mecklenburg. With those 21 precincts being out right now, again, your man Tarek Bakari with the lead there. Also, I want to take a look and make sure my man Leon got on to the Board of Commissioners. So vote for 6 right there. Not Huntersville. Hold on. There we go. Town of Matthews. 1, 2, 3, 4. He moved up into 5. There we go. Leon Threet on Matthews Board of Commissioners. Way to go there. Let's take a look at some other races that we got going on in Mecklenburg. And it really looks like the Charlotte Mecklenburg School Board bond referendum definitely gonna go through. There was no doubt about that based on the numbers we saw earlier. Charlotte Mecklenburg School at large. I am terrified that they let that lady Miss Liz Monterey on the school board. That is absolutely terrifying. I'm gonna just be real with you. She said she wants to reduce school resource officers because they trigger Black and brown kids. I cannot make this up. This lady literally said that. I have the receipt. It's on my Facebook page. We don't say stuff without the receipts, but let's take a look. Hold on. I have the receipt from when this lady actually said we need to reduce school resource officers because they trigger Black and brown kids. That was her statement, and that's who they want on school board. You think about the safety of these kids. Yeah, that's not who you want on the school board. So we got Raheem Architect Soto jumping back in live. Hold on. There you go, bro. I got you in live. What's going on?
Hey, man, we just here kicking it. Just, waiting for these results to pour in. Like I said, as of early voting, what I just picked up at 6 o'clock, our Republican county executive candidate was thoroughly thrashing the Democrat candidate. He was up by, earlier I heard about 80,000 votes. So, yeah.
All right, fantastic news. Republicans have pulled ahead in the Charlotte City Council race. I went out and volunteered a little bit. A couple of folks went out and volunteered to help out, but it was an amazing opportunity to do that. But good stuff, bro. We've got
what's going on out in Cabarrus County?
in Cabarrus County, young Jack Lambert. And let me just pull this up on the screen so you can see it. So right now, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is while I'm on it, I'll refresh it real quick. But this is an important race in Charlotte. Tariq Bakari way ahead right now with 174 out of 195 precincts reporting. That's great news for us there. And then let's go look at Cabarrus County. So Andy Langford, with 100% of the precincts reporting, is going to be reelected. Lori Clay has unseated. Brian King is the incumbent. Jack Lambert just a little short this time. Great young dude. I was glad and honored to go out and support him. But Lori Clay has taken that city council member District 2 seat.
All right. Well, shouts out to Brother Jack. Great campaign. Very proud of that young man. He's doing amazing things. I hope he continues to run. And likewise for all of the candidates that run, we hope, if you just because you don't get the results you're looking for tonight, the fight isn't over. So you got to stick with it and, stay in it and keep doing what you're doing. So I'll check back in here periodically. Like I said, we're anticipating results to be coming in here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So that's what I'll check back in shortly.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are checking out live election results Tuesday evening here on the Urban Conservative. We've been looking at election results from across the country. We're going to take a look back at the Kentucky race real quick, just so we can take a look and see how that's panning out. Still, 111 out of 120 precincts. Republicans have a sizable gap to make up there. When we look at one of the important looking at in North Carolina, which was in Mecklenburg County, we see that Tariq Bakari has pulled ahead in Mecklenburg County in front of the Democrat, which was just not helpful. As you can see, Tariq Bakari is ahead 11,206 to 10,957. So he's not doing bad. He just needs to keep that momentum up. A little disappointed about the race, but shouts out to my man, Leon Threet. He is looking like he is going to get on Huntersville, Matthews Board of Commissioners. So that is a really, really good look there. But ladies and gentlemen, y'all don't go nowhere. We're going to keep our eyes on this Mecklenburg County race. We still got a few more precincts to go. Be right back here on the Urban Conservative. Don't go nowhere.
You're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com. North Carolina Right to Life cordially invites you to our 50th anniversary gala on Saturday, November 18th, 2023 at the Corey Convention Center in Greensboro, North Carolina. Join us as we celebrate 50 years of dedication to the pro-life cause with an evening of humor and celebration featuring the Babylon Bee CEO, Seth Dillon. Visit us at ncrtl.org to find out more or to get your tickets.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are checking out an election night special here on the Urban Conservative. I am Abdul Ali. I've been rocking with you for the last few hours. We waited for polls to close, and we're looking at important and key races across the country. Right here in North Carolina, we've got some elections happening, but we also are looking at the governor's race in the great state of Kentucky. And right now, we have a little bit of an update going there with 113 out of 120 precincts reporting. Republicans have a sizable margin to make up. Not impossible, but looking unlikely at this point. But again, you still have 7 precincts out to report. So we shall keep our eye on that. Jump over to Mississippi and take a look. 31% of the vote in the state of Mississippi, and Governor Tate Reeves trouncing Democrat Brandon Presley, 154,000 to 114. So definitely a trouncing of epic proportion there. We're gonna go back to North Carolina. I wanna take a look into this Edgecombe race. It's like we hit a pause for some reason in the numbers in Edgecombe County. Now with 100% of the vote in Edgecombe County, it has become abundantly clear that the mayor of Rocky Mount has been reelected. Let's go down to Nash County. Let's take a look there with 100% of the vote in Nash County. It is a definite win for Sandy Robertson. So shout out to Sandy Robertson, who is mayor-elect in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Now, we're back to Mecklenburg because this race in Charlotte is of the utmost importance. The people in the city of Charlotte, right now, 174 out of 195 precincts reporting. And Tarek Bakari is that is the race we're going to keep our eye on for the next few minutes. I'll come back and give my 2 cents as we get some more updates. I'm going to set this to automatic scroll. We'll do 5 contests in 10 seconds. Don't go nowhere. You're watching election results live on the Urban Conservative. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you see on your screen, you see what's happening. Republicans are holding on to a lead in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area. The race with Tariq Bakari right now, 352 votes separating Tariq Bakari and Stephanie Hand for the City of Charlotte Council District number 6 seat, with 96%, 189 out of the 195 precincts reporting. So we are going to keep our eye on that one there. Also, we're taking a look at the gubernatorial race going on in the state of Kentucky. Republicans have not closed that gap. It's still 53% for Bashir Coleman, and Cameron Mills are at 47. There are approximately 5 precincts left to report there. In the state of Mississippi, with 36% of the vote in, 56% to 41% right now for Tate Reeves, the incumbent governor in the state of Mississippi. So there are some very crucial races happening around the state and around the country. Right now going on is this race in the city of Charlotte. This is a very important race for the city of Charlotte and for the folks there. Again, you see Mayor Vi Lyles out, insurmountable lead there. No Republicans challenging for the at-large seats. No Republican challenging Dante Anderson or Malcolm Graham. James Bowers did put up a fight in City Council District, which is a heavily leaning district. And let's just for giggles take a look at this race. Let me see if we can do this. Tough. This is a very tough seat for Republicans to win, but all contests, let's go back. We'll go back to display results. We're at 189 out of 195. So we're going to put this on scroll. We're going to put this on 5 contests every 10 seconds and go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the race in Kentucky has been called for incumbent Governor Andy Beshear. There's just no making up this gap, this margin right here, 53 to 47%. So calls are already in. Andy Beshear wins re-election in the state of Kentucky. Daniel Cameron, Attorney General, and Robert M. Mills falling a little short there with 3 precincts left reporting. We're already getting reports that the race is called for Governor Beshear. We're also going to take a look at Mississippi, right? 42% of the votes in, 56% right now going for Tate Reeves in the state of Mississippi. So a massive gap for them there. So we're not counting on that to stay there. And then last but not least, let's get back over to Mecklenburg County. Looks like we've got it ahead. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have been checking out election night results here on the Urban Conservative. Valerie, you were talking about the lady from Korea. Mi Sun Kim did not come through for mayor in Charlotte. She got 18,394 votes. Not a bad job. But ladies and gentlemen, you have been checking out election night results here on the Urban Conservative. I am Abdul Ali for my twin brother, Raheem Architect Soto. Thank you to everybody that worked the election, got out and voted today. We appreciate you. And we'll see you guys bright and early for